The book of Habakkuk is a profound and insightful text found in the Old Testament of the Bible. It is believed to have been written by the prophet Habakkuk in the late 7th century BC. Through his writing, Habakkuk portrays a conversation between himself and God, where he seeks understanding and answers to the injustice and suffering he sees in his world. The book begins with Habakkuk questioning God at justice and crying out for help, as he sees violence, destruction, and oppression all around him. He is disturbed by the prosperity of the wicked and the suffering of the innocent. Instead of receiving an immediate answer, God tells him to wait and watch for his response, assuring him that it will not be delayed. In the second chapter, God responds to Habakkuk with a series of 5 woes, warning of the consequences that the wicked will face for their sins. He also reminds Habakkuk that the righteous will live by faith, implying that he should trust in God's sovereignty and his ultimate plan for justice. The third chapter of the book is a powerful prayer of praise and trust in God's faithfulness. Habakkuk acknowledges God's might and power and remembers his past dealings with his people, which fills him with hope and confidence in the midst of uncertainty. The main theme of the book of Habakkuk is the sovereignty of God. Habakkuk struggles to understand why a just and righteous God allows evil to prosper, but through his dialogue with God, he learns to trust in God's ultimate plan. This message is relevant even today, as we also question the presence of evil and suffering in our world. Habakkuk's struggle with the problem of evil is also seen in the larger context of Israel's history. The book was written during a tumultuous time for the nation of Israel, as they were facing the threat of invasion from the Babylonians. The Babylonian Empire was known for its cruelty and oppression, which further adds to Habakkuk's despair and confusion. One of the key lessons we can learn from Habakkuk's conversation with God is the importance of waiting upon him. In today's instant gratification culture, we often demand immediate answers and solutions to our problems. But the book of Habakkuk teaches us to have patience and faith, trusting that God's timing and ways are perfect. Another lesson we can learn from this book is the power of prayer. Habakkuk's dialogue with God is characterized by honesty, vulnerability, and persistence. He was not afraid to question God or express his doubts and fears. This shows us that we can come to God with our honest feelings and concerns, and he will meet us where we are. Furthermore, the book of Habakkuk reveals God's character as a just and compassionate God. Despite the suffering and injustice that Habakkuk sees, he never doubts God's goodness. He knows that God will eventually bring justice to the world, and this gives him hope and peace. In conclusion, the book of Habakkuk is a powerful and relevant text that speaks to the struggles and questions of the human heart. Through the prophet's honest and raw dialogue with God, we are reminded to trust in his sovereignty, wait upon him, and seek him through prayer. We are also reassured of his justice and goodness, even in the face of evil and suffering. The book of Habakkuk ultimately points us to the hope we have in God and his ultimate plan for redemption.